Welcome, welcome, welcome to Leaders in Purpose. Who is the leader? It is you, and me. We are leaders in purpose, and we work with leaders in all the categories, whether it's health, education, culture development, human rights, human services, economic development, political education, spiritual enlightenment, as well as arts, entertainment, and sports. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we are so glad you decided to be with us. My name is Miss Lady Cece, and I'm so glad to be here. And we have a fantastic, wonderful, excellent, marvelous guest today, Mr. LaRue Marcos.
Yup, you
Mr.
said it right.
LaRue Marcos. And can you say hi to us?
How you doing? Yes, my name is LaRue Marcos, and I'm happy to be here.
We're gonna be hearing from Mr. LaRue Marcos later on, but first let us check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. You remember what that means? That means, honey, whatever your operational Miranda is, whatever your rules of engagement is, whatever perhaps holy writing you have, whether it's a Bible, whether it's the 42 laws of Ma'at, whether it is the Vega, whether it's a Torah or a Bhagavad Gita, whatever your operational Miranda rules and regulations is, you get those out. And if you follow those rules and regulations, honey, you give yourself the biggest hug in the whole wide world. But if you did not follow those rules and regulations, let's say, for instance, so you said, thou shalt not kill. Now, when you talk about killing, it's more than unaliving someone. We can kill with our look, we can kill with our tongue, we can kill with our attitude. What if you did kill somebody with your look? Honey, you looked at somebody and said, if looks could kill, honey, they would be dead. Honey, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Go back in your mind. Think about when you did that. Unless, of course, they did something to you that was wrong. But think about what you did that. Was that a necessary response? And if it wasn't, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Picture yourself doing a better response that was more appropriate. Picture yourself doing it. Picture the positive effect on yourself. Picture the positive effect on others. And then guess what? You give yourself the biggest hug in the whole wide world because you checked yourself before you wreck yourself. And when that test come up again, because it will come up again, guess what? You're going to do it the correct way. So don't forget to check yourself before you wreck yourself as often as possible. And next thing we're going to do is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Our psychologists and psychoanalysts use this all over to keep us grounded, to keep our head on straight, and to help us to get back to that peaceful state and calmness. So what you do is you just tap the top of your head, tap in between your eyes, tap underneath your nose, tap your chin, tap your shoulders, tap all up and down your side. We're going to tap our wrists up, both sides, and we're going to tap our wrists down, both sides. Then we're going to go all the way down to the floor and tap all up and in between our legs, up and down. Then we're going to shake it out. Don't that feel good? Let all that negative energy go. That just feels so good. And then before we go any further too, I want to go ahead on and give a shout out to the North Omaha Visitor Center. If you haven't been there, honey, please, please go. That's with the Loves, Mr. Preston Love and his wonderful wife Martha. It's dedicated to her. Lots of community there, including a beautiful cup of tea, coffee, latte, and some delicious treats. We also have some wonderful books here by Mr. M.I.Y. Terrence Bud Crawford. He is noted as being the 13th most prolific author in the nation. Mr. M.I.Y. Who's afraid of a teeny tiny mouse? His project is to get 22 books out a month. Honey, okay? What author do you know is doing that? The Four Ducks That Never Flew South are some more books of his, as well as Opposite Attracts, A Kiss from Sis, and Maya's Amaya's Unique World, featuring Pretty Girl. So go check out his books. You can find them at the North Omaha Visitor Center, as well as Pettis Pastries. He has a book from them. Vic's Popcorn, he has books from them. And he's going on a tour all around the nation. So check him out. And then also, I want to talk about um, uh, DHVL CC 19, Veterans Helping Veterans, LaCrue's Club 19. Between 17 and 21 veterans commit suicide daily. We have a wonderful team that is working on building a global community for our veterans to get us out of that hopelessness, that suicideness, to get us back to nature, to get us back to self-love, and to build community with hydroponics, housing, and other wonderful things. So thank you so much for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right now, we're going to talk to Mr. LaRue. Now, I met Mr. LaRue at Mr. Way of Life.
Yeah,
He was having a
Kwanzaa.
a Kwanzaa celebration. Thank you.
Hmm.
He was having a Kwanzaa celebration at the North Omaha Visitor Center, and it was magnificent. It was fantastic. It was excellent. It was wonderful. It was marvelous. And I met Mr. LaRue there, and you're going to meet his beautiful daughters, Mrs. Soraya, and she's going to be here later on in the next show. But I met him there, and I mean, he's just has a wonderful life, a beautiful testimony, and it just moved me like, oh my goodness, I want you to be on my show. So we're gonna have Mr. LaRue go ahead on and talk about himself, where he came from, where he is now, and where he's headed. Mr. LaRue, Marcus, please take the show.
All right, all right. I want to go ahead and step into and definitely give my respects and love and gratitude and appreciation for brother Maya. So yeah, seeing him speak and hearing his testimony, also to definitely have struck some things in me, changed some things in me, and sparked a little fire in me too. That is a much needed fire to go ahead and make sure that we create these collaborations in the community to better ourselves and stuff. So when you mentioned him, that was pretty dope. I'm glad he's doing his book thing and all that. So that's nice. And thank you for having me. I appreciate you for having me, Marty. It's dope. We've been trying to get in for a while now. But so I'm LaRue, LaRue Marcos, born and raised Omaha, Nebraska. My daddy Cuban, my mama mixed with everything. So she got a little bit of everything in her or whatever. So I'm everything. I one of five siblings through my mom. My father does have more children, um, so there's a lot more of us or whatever. But just grew up. Nothing unique about my story, and contrast to like or in comparison to what goes on in our neighborhoods and communities and all of that. My story just get heard. And so but yeah, grew up in the impoverished community, gang banging, drug dealing, poor housing, liquor stores on every corner. You know what I mean?
And what
Violent.
city, state were you in?
Omaha.
You here in Omaha,
Omaha.
Nebraska. You
Omaha.
talking about home here in Omaha, okay,
Home.
y'all?
Home. Exactly.
The big O, the good life.
And the good life. All right, not for everybody. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? but maybe one day. But so yeah, just grew up in that the environments I grew up in. Don't nobody, everybody who was born right on this planet, everybody who was born, nobody asked to be born in the places they were asked at. So that even goes for like rich people, rich wealthy people, all of that. They ended up born and I'm not the children of the rich wealthy people. They ended
right.
up born in those environments. So I just so happened to be born in East Omaha and North Omaha area, and I grew up in just a very rough area. Everything's a competition. Everything's uh, just disoriented. The family is dysfunctional.
The
There is,
projects.
yeah.
Which one?
I grew up in all of them. So Hilltop, Pleasant View, the South Omaha projects, and
Mm-hmm.
then just you know 40th and down on Bedford, 24th and Meredith and not Meredith, sorry,
Lake.
not Lake, but down that way too,
Mm-hmm.
like Bauman, over there. I'm forgetting the street name over there, but it's like right over there by Minnelusa,
Oh, okay, okay.
over there. But just, I mean, just all through North Omaha, Northeast Omaha, whatever. Just kind of all through there. Just moved around a lot. I come from a background where, like I said, it's not unique, but my story begins there, right? My mama was a Jehovah Witness, devout. She still is a Jehovah Witness, actually. Um, that is my favorite, one of my favorite people. You know what I'm saying, on this planet. But I'm not a Jehovah Witness at all. I do respect and love her peace. She found her peace and all of that, and that works for her. And we have a great relationship. But I grew up in that environment. I grew up in that structure and all of that, and a lot of those things that I learned and all of that. Some stuff was, I would say, challenging as I got older, trying to acclimate what I've learned from that aspect, and then having an internal war with myself, and it caused a lot of confusion, and it caused a lot of distancing, and I really couldn't forgive myself for certain things.
But it was also an outside war too, because I grew up Jehovah Witness, and because we didn't celebrate the holidays, and because we didn't celebrate birthdays, we were ostracized
Yes.
from the others. So it was not only an outside thing, but I mean inside, but it was outside as well.
Ashe, Ashe. So you know. And so that's right, we did talk about that. We did talk about that. Yep. So like it was just like a totally different experience. I will tell you this, I gained a lot of my knowledge, a lot of my patience, a lot of my good qualities through that religion.
Oh yeah.
So I don't, mean to frown upon it. I will say that I don't necessarily agree with a lot of religion, and then I agree with a lot of religion in a different perspective, a different view. I believe that all religions have good moral coding and moral conduct to them. And when followed and all of that, you'll bear the fruit of that. But then I also believe that there's things that's not necessary. You know what I mean? There's things that we don't need to enforce or try to make people conform to. One of the many things that, I mean, it's so basic on a basic level. In my head, like the way my heart and brain works is just like there's no war. Usually, when you go to war with something, right, internally, you just like, should I do this? Should I not? And there's a war there, right? So you on a diet, and you say you giving up high fructose corn syrup, or processed sugar, right? And so when that donut pops up or whatever and all of that, there's a war going on. And so it's like, when there's a war going on, that means there's conflict. Something doesn't agree with something, right? There's no war when I think of the ideal of, certain faiths or certain beliefs, like, oh, men shouldn't have long hair. The Bible says you need to cut your hair. I didn't go to war with myself. The war was forced. Thoughts was put in my head, which created a war. But when I think about how I feel about it, I actually, there's no war going on. Like I don't have a problem with having long hair. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong.
Okay.
But when a seed got planted in my head that says this isn't wrong, you can't identify as us if you do this and all of that, then that's where conformity and stuff comes in and all of that. So I believe certain things have their good attributes, and certain things, have they negative ways about them, and I believe that exists in all people. So even myself, I have a lot of good things about me, and I got a lot of things I need to improvement on.
Yes, yes, as we all do.
Exactly. And so these same people that have the same issues that I have are running these industries and organizations, and what I'm saying, different groups. So I'll get a lot of backlash, whatever, for that, but I won't go to war with myself.
Okay, okay, and that's what it's about, that inner and outer peace, for real.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So moving up, growing up in those environments, with the different challenges like that, like identity was the biggest issue for me. I got into a lot of crazy situations. I was running away from home early. I was sleeping down on a park bench outside of the Quest Center. It used to be called the Quest Center. It was a Century Link, and then changed the names. But outside of the Quest Center, I slept on benches and just being defiant. I've been inside of psych wards and stuff, because technically if you run away, that's not actually breaking the law or committing a crime. So they couldn't actually lock me up. So I would run away, and when they would pick me up and drop me back off at home, as soon as they leave, I would run away again, or right in front of them. I would run away right in front of them, and they couldn't catch me until later on. But so when they did apprehend me, next thing you know, I'm in a psych ward.
Youth center.
They couldn't put me in the youth center
Oh.
because I didn't break a crime. I mean, I didn't break a law. I didn't commit a crime.
Well, youth center wasn't, because they put me in the youth center when I ran away, and I didn't commit a crime either.
Oh, was you in DCYC?
No, it was just a holding place until they figure out what they want to do with me.
Oh, okay. So that might be a different one. When you say youth center, I'm thinking of Douglas County Youth Center, which I think they changed the name now. But that was like a juvenile detention.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
you were in jail. I've been in DCYC too, and that's where people who broke into houses or got found with guns or something like that at age 12. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were in there. So yeah, that exists. Age 12. So, but anyway, so just kind of going through that, I ended up doing some psych ward time, and I remember being like strapped down to a gurney at one point, couldn't move, and they injected medicine in me. My mom's nowhere to be found. Just being alone, it's just a different experience, a different world. I'm in a all white padded room, and next thing you know, I'm in a room with somebody else, and they got whatever mental illnesses or whatever they have, and I was just a child that ran away who didn't have an identity. And that is a mental illness, but like I didn't deserve to be strapped to gurneys and get shots
Mm,
and stuff like that.
not at all.
Yeah, and I still stand on that to this day as a 33 years old man. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? And so that led to more trauma. The snowball effect, right? Um, Again, I'm trying to hurry up and push through the story because it's like I said, I just get to tell mine. It's not unique. A lot of people in our community go through this, and if not, things that's worse than this. Um, but then I ended up getting breaking in a house, skipping school, and I ended up getting into it with the on-duty police officer at Omaha North. And this chain of events led to me getting like sentenced to Boys Town. And so I
Mm,
went to Boys Town for 3 years. I loved Boys Town.
okay.
I loved Boys Town. Boys Town was great. I didn't necessarily think that it was like such a great thing then, but I also will say that like I just really wanted to be an adult. You know how you is when you're a teenager, you just want to be grown, you want to be grown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But besides that feeling, like Boys Town was dope. I went to Lake Okoboji. I
Oh.
got to, do the little jet ski thing, pontoon boat or whatever. And then we play sports, man. I'm friends with dudes that's in the NFL right now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, so yeah, so Shaquille Barrett, you know what I mean? He was in my graduating class. His brother Kevin Barrett, state wrestling champion.
Nice.
Isaiah Gandy went to go play overseas professional basketball. So, these dudes is, hey, I went to school with them. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
so I had a lot of good dudes that I know that ended up being really turned out to be really good dudes in society and in the world. And Boys Town put me in those environments, and I had really good family teachers. Just I met my friends there and all of that. Just an overall great experience. However, I got out of Boys Town and with no plan, no nothing. My mom basically was like, "Hey, son, I'm moving to Jacksonville, Florida."
Mm,
I told you I was going to stay in Omaha, Nebraska until you graduated, and then you graduated. 3 days later, she moved to Jacksonville, Florida. She said, "You can come if you want."
mm-hmm.
She was like, "You can, but I'm gone." Now I graduated at 17,
Okay.
so I'm still a teenager. I'm
Keep
still young.
going. Okay.
I'm like, "Mom, my friends is up here." She's like, "All right." You know what I mean?
All right
I love
now.
you. I can't force you to come. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
So she ended up leaving. She bought me a car for graduating. That was her
Yes.
thing. She bought all of her children a car for walking. She said, "You walk across that stage, I'll hand you a set of keys."
All right now.
So, that's type of mama. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Good,
yeah,
good,
yeah.
good one. Good woman. Good
Yes.
queen.
Yes.
Um, so I ended up just going back to what I knew, which was just like the people that was my age, that was graduating from high school or just like dropped out or whatever, and big weed, you know what I mean, big drinking, big things of that nature, and that's when incarceration started happening, like even more so, because like I said, I went to DCYC a couple times as a youth, and then for like trespassing and stuff like that on like abandoned houses, like skipping school with some friends, and we're going to abandoned houses and we're smoking some marijuana or something. So, and then I ended up going to Boys Town for that 3 years, got out, and then now I'm in adult jail,
Okay.
like consistently, like a month, and then 3 months, and then 6 months, and whatever. And then I ended up doing two prison numbers. So I did one prison number where I did 18 months, and then I did another prison number a year and a half later where I did 3 years.
Wow.
And so I would say in its totality, me being removed away from my home since at an early age, from DCYC, excuse me, to Boys Town to adults, I would say I got a total of 10 years of basically being in the possession of the state,
Okay.
right?
Wow.
And so being away from my family and stuff. So, and I'm 33. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, when I went down this time, I went down during COVID around that time, and it was just like it was bad. It was really bad experience for me. Heartbreaking. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
lost a lot in that process. Lost my family, and I'm still recouping. I'm still and that recovery is it's I can tell it's gonna be a lot longer than what I expected, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right.
You're talking about emotional recovery, financial recovery, um, family recovery, spiritual recovery.
I would say emotional and family.
Mm.
I gained my spirituality in behind bars in incarceration. That's where I discovered my art.
Okay.
That's why I discovered the ancient ways, right? But before Egypt, when it was called ancient Kemet,
Yes.
the Kemites or the Kemetians, and that was a way of life. You know what I mean? That was a way that they lived, and it it's a spirituality, and the spirituality, it doesn't separate you from your creator.
Exactly.
It doesn't say, hey, you have to go actually be at the mercy of something else outside of yourself
Mm-hmm.
in order for you to live.
Ashe.
It says you can depend on you because God made you perfectly divine, and I am in the creator's image. I am in the likeness of, right?
Ashe.
And so eventually, like, being sober and not having, the poisons in me. And I randomly, I don't know, I was praying hard, right? When I was in my cell, and I was praying really hard, and I randomly, I don't know, was like, I'm not gonna eat meat anymore, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And it just things, I'm like, I'm cutting my hair. My hair was like super long, like down here, and I just cut it all the way off, like bald. I took a razor, like your shaving razor that you shave your face with, and like I cut my hair like that, and it took like 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I was I
Three
was
hours. Whoa.
I was going through it. I was looking crazy. I looked like a little troll doll. but
Wow.
but yeah, so I did that. I was just doing all type of like different stuff that like it was like something was calling me to do this. I was shedding. I
Mm.
was getting rid of all of the old versions of myself. So when I stopped eating meat, there was things that was caked up inside of me and everything that my body was able to like get rid of and detox, and I was able to, decalcify, if you will,
Yes.
like get
Yes.
rid of all of the bad stuff. I've eaten meat after that, like but I went on a period of time where I went like a good year, 6 months to a year, where I just randomly did it.
Mm.
I
Mm.
actually lied. So I in order to like get a special diet when you're locked up, you have to be some type of faith that don't eat that diet. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just say, hey, I don't want to eat meat anymore.
Mm.
They ain't
Mm.
gonna prove it. They're gonna be like, I don't care. We're gonna still give it to you.
Right.
So you have to say that you're a certain religion, and the only religion that I knew at the time that they didn't give meat to was the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So I wrote a kite to the to the people like, hey, I just discovered I'm a new faith. I'm from the Nation of Islam. I got to change my diet. I want only vegetable diet.
Okay. Okay.
So
Do what it takes.
so I did what it took, and so they gave me a vegetable diet. So I'm
Mm.
the only one on the unit with an orange tray, and everybody else, it might have been one other orange tray on there, and that's the special diet.
Mm.
Um, and so I didn't eat meat. They just gave me pretty much beans almost every day. You know what I'm saying? Which it was a sacrifice, right? I
Right.
sacrificed, but I began to gain mental clarity. Like
Mm.
I started smiling and laughing at my jokes. I was telling jokes, and I just started being happy. I started waking up feeling good
Wow.
in a prison cell.
Wow. Detoxification like that.
Yes, like my mental health, my emotional health was pretty
Wow.
dope. Like I was just like, why am I happy? Like I
Mm.
don't even know when I'm about to get sentenced. I'm facing 9 years.
Mm.
Why am I sitting in this cell happy?
Wow.
I was happy, Marty. I was
Mm.
happy. And it was like, that's when I realized like the real prison is in here. The real
Yes.
prison is in here.
Yes.
That's where the
Yes.
real prison is, inside of you. And so
Exactly.
when you can release yourself of your trauma, release yourself of the things, the poisons that you put in you, you
Mm-hmm.
can feel free even if you ain't physically free.
It's true. It's true.
And so that is when my journey began. And I was praying and praying and praying. And everything that was happening, I kept saying, God, whoever I'm in front of, whatever spaces I'm in, I know that I'm supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Mm-hmm.
whatever experience I have, good or bad, I know I was supposed to experience that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so when I started meeting people and all of that, next thing you know, me and Way of Life clicked, and he just giving me the knowledge. At first, he just was like this shy dude. He always wore sunglasses, and he just had like a do rag on, with like a hat. He just, oh my bad,
That's
and
awesome.
he had like a hat. And he was just sitting there. So we ended up kicking it off, having a good time, kicking laps, and he just started giving me all the history, all of these books you got right here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Way of Life was putting me on them.
Sweet.
The Nile Valley Civilization,
Yes.
Metter Netter,
Yes.
by Ranu Nefer Amen, The Opening of the Way. I mean, everything. the Coming Forth by Day by Milana Karinga.
Yes,
Man, he
yes.
put me on to the Jim Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the W.E.B. Du Bois. I mean, he just started feeding me. I got 3 years,
All right.
so I'm in there reading.
Okay.
I'm credited with like 40 something books. You know what I mean? Like
Whoa.
just in
Nice.
those 3 years. So,
Nice.
I was in there reading, and I'm not a fast reader either. I take
Mm-hmm.
my time with it so I can retain it. So, just to make a long story short, I changed my life in there, and I know I said long story short. I've been talking for a while, but I changed my life in there,
Like
and
5 minutes.
okay, absolutely.
Yes.
And so I basically told myself, and I had a dialogue with myself, the Creator and God. You know what I'm saying? I had a dialogue, and I said, "Hey, I'm at your service. I'm here to serve, and I know that in this service, the only thing that can happen is I can benefit. I can bear fruit.
Yes. Yes.
Make me a light. Make me a
Mm.
beacon."
Mm.
So here I am having this dialogue with myself. I get out. I ended up moving to San Antonio, Texas for a little bit. I come back. I work for a nonprofit organization right now called Udalali, where we actually serve the incarcerated population or the
Nice.
previously incarcerated population.
We.
And we help reduce recidivism. That is the whole aim. We want to basically change the trajectory of this nation, of this city, because Omaha, Nebraska has the highest incarceration rate per capita,
What?
and they have the highest recidivism rate per
Oh
capita.
my goodness.
So if 1,600 people get released right now
They go.
from prison, 1,100 of them will return
Oh my God.
within 3 years.
I didn't know.
So we provide wraparound services. You know, that's the name these days. So you got housing, which is the big one. You know, I can get a good job all day long, but if I got to go back to a house where there's cocaine on the table, where there's, you know, my homeboy and his girlfriend arguing, they carrying guns, I'm going to recidivize even against my will.
Exactly.
Because if they fight and I jump into it or the police get called, I'm at this house and I ain't supposed to be here, but where else am I going to sleep?
Yeah.
So housing is very important. So we help people do that. I'm in the administration now, and I started off as a server. I got a salary pay. I'm cool.
Yes.
I'm just doing really good things. I'm doing stuff in the community with a writer. So yeah, my story's still happening. You know.
Yes. Yes.
So
Exactly. You said you're a writer. What do you write?
So I write spoken words, poetry. That was a secondary thing that I've done. I guess it's first because rap, that you know, rhythm and poetry. You know what I'm saying? R&B, rhythm and blues, right? So I was always writing poetry when I write raps, but I write rap songs and I write R&B songs, not even just for myself, for other people. I got a show coming up here on April 18th. I don't know when this is gonna air, but I got a show coming up April 18th, and we're doing like a jazz slash R&B slash hip hop poetry type of vibe, like a New York, Chicago theme, a
Nice.
dope prom. You know what I mean? Like
Send it to me. Send it to
I
me.
got you, I got you.
Yeah.
And what we aim to do is we aim to basically get all of the creative collectives that's want to do something in the community together and put up different venues for them and pay them.
Yes, that's nice.
We,
Give us some. We gotta leave in the. I gotta cut us off at 5 minutes because
okay.
I didn't start it until late. So before you go, drop us a little something, something. You got 3 minutes, man. Drop us something. Drop us something.
Oh, it's a job one. Dang, that's on the spot right there. I'm trying to think. I'm
Always
trying to.
be ready, man.
Yeah, I gotta always be ready. Let me see. Let me do a spoken word. We'll do it. Let me see. My God, my Father, my Creator. Will you keep her for me? Will you keep her faithful? My son, faithful to what? Her morals? She already left you in case you ain't noticed. Not to upset you, but she's no longer your focus. That trust you had, you broke it, and now she broke it, and you want me to pick up the pieces? Put her heart back together and give it to you so you could break it, but I'm not. I'll die for her, but you live for Satan, my op. I cry for her every time you cheated and lied to her. You ain't think I was gonna slide for her? Why not? That's my baby.
Well,
And to think I was working for you, Rue, when I created her in her mother womb, and this is how you repay me, boy? Must be crazy. But Father, I'm a man. Why you mad? You made me though. That's right. That's how I know you a kid, a baby goat. A man don't hit they lady folk. You a sinking ship Navy boat that should be hanging from a dangling rope the way I see it. But your brother and king won't die in vain. Jesus. That's right, Jesus. His death is your second life that you could get back. The way he walked and talked was an example, and for your sake, he did that. This wasn't just some mistake or mishap. You hurt my feelings deeply. And your whole life has been the choices you made because I made you with the will to choose freely. And now you want to come to me, boy, you don't want to see me? Because I'm like that. Father, what match am I for Satan? A champ with the tools that I gave you to fight back if you would just listen, pay attention. You rapping about taking lives when saving them is your mission. This family ain't no contradiction.
Mm.
When you left home, son, I was torn. I still mourn. The family needs you, Rue. You remember the blessings that Jesus promised his followers in the Beatitudes, Matthew 9, 1 through 12. You should read it soon. All right, Father. I lost the words. I lost the rest of it, but all right,
Oh
Father.
no!
You know what I'm
Wow!
saying?
Wow!
Too.
Blow your mind! Blow your mind! That's amazing.
I
Yes.
forgot the rest of it, but it's about to end right there. But yeah, that's a little something that I wrote, and that was before
Woo.
I came on to my spiritual, like that was like right at the time I was getting on my spiritual enlightenment, like with
Wow.
my and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just going like that.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
But I was like, I think it ended like this, like, well, Father, quick, what's the answer? I need love that I've been so thirsty for, and then I ended like, you need to read 1 Corinthians 13:4. Thank you, Father. Wait, there's more. 5, 6, and 7. And so that's kind of how I ended it, and it was something like that. But I don't. You put me on the spot.
That's
You
all
know what I
right. That's all
mean?
right. You did fantastic. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you for your story. We appreciate you, and
Okay.
we'd love to have you back on again. Okay.
Ashe. Thank
I
you,
say, I
Queen. Thank
say,
you.
King, our King Brother Friend, our King
Absolutely.
Brother Friend. We want to thank you so much for being here with Brother LaRue Marcus and Leaders in Purpose. Who is the leader? It is you, and me. Thank you for your support. We're going to give honor to the ancestors. Peace out. And next we're going to have LaRue's daughter. Yeah, yeah. Goddess Queen Sister Friend, Saraya. All right.